All right, so question number one. Can you explain what homeostasis is and give me an example of how the human body maintains it?
Homeostasis is just like the way that your body keeps itself even and like stable. And a way that we use homeostasis is through, for example, sweating to cool down our body temperature if it gets too hot, or um, it's like an air conditioning for your body, because when your body gets too, for example, hot, then the air conditioning kicks on in order to keep it at a stable level.
Awesome, good job. Okay, number two. Can you tell me what a negative feedback mechanism is? And can you give me an example of this type of mechanism?
Kind of like homeostasis, like I previously said, it's like an air conditioning. So if it gets too hot or too cold, the air will kick on and off in order to accommodate for what your body is doing. And one way that something that this mechanism kicks in is through shivering when you're too cold to regulate your body temperature.
Good. Okay, so number three. If a person were exercising on a hot day outside, how do you think their body would respond in order to keep in homeostasis?
If someone was exercising outside, they would probably start sweating a good bit. Their body temperature would raise. They would probably feel more fatigued and they would need to drink a lot of water because they'd be very thirsty.
Good. So, if you were to graph someone's body temperature during exercise, what do you think that would look like on a graph?
So as their body temperature raised, as they exercised more, their body temperature would raise because of all the physical exertion they were putting out.
Mm-hmm. So, what does that mean? What do you think that means?
The graph would have an upward trend as more exercise is exerted.
Yes. Okay, so we see hydration drinks like Prime or Gatorade advertised on TV. Do you think that this is a better way to hydrate than water? Why or why not?
I don't think you could say one is better than another because they're both supplemental and necessary for our hydration and our function. Water is obviously important, but when we sweat, we lose those essential electrolytes, which is why sports and drinks such as Gatorade or Propel or something have electrolytes so that we can replenish the things that we lose. But they're both important and supplemental. You can't have one without the other.
Can you tell me how blood sugar is maintained by homeostasis?
So when you are really hungry, your blood sugar will drop. So then you eat and your blood sugar raises back to a normal level, and insulin kicks in and helps with all that and keeps everything stable as well.
Can you give me a scenario where blood sugar might drop? And then how can that be corrected?
Your blood sugar will drop if you haven't eaten in a while, or you've been doing a lot of exercise. And a way to correct this, as I kind of previously just said, is to eat more, and also, like if you have diabetes, then insulin can help with that.
Can you Give me an example of someone who may not be able to maintain a healthy blood sugar. What are the options for them, or are there options for them?
So, people with diabetes are often not able to produce their own insulin or have trouble maintaining it. So, you have type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, and there are options. So, for type 1, that would look like giving themselves insulin in the form of shots or different things. And for type 2 diabetes, just through diet and exercise. And these things can help regulate the diabetes.
Can you tell me why homeostasis is so important?
Without homeostasis, our bodies would be, too far to the right or to the left. Homeostasis just helps to keep everything stable and at that healthy level that our bodies need to function at.
Okay, this is our last question. Is negative feedback the only mechanism that helps maintain homeostasis? If not, can you give me another example of a feedback mechanism?
So, negative feedback systems are the primary feedback systems, but there are other systems such as positive feedback, which is seen but mostly in very specific situations such as like childbirth or other very specific situations. But negative feedbacks are the primary things that we see.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your input in my interview.
You are so welcome.